The saga about the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers continues, and now a new name enters the scene. While the team remains focused on Aaron Rodgers, another veteran could emerge as a plan B if the deal with the four-time MVP falls through. We're talking about Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, who might be a viable option for Pittsburgh. But would the Steelers actually make this move? Let's analyze all the details and what this could mean for the future of the franchise. Before we dive into Kirk Cousins and his possible arrival in Pittsburgh, it's important to highlight a factor that could directly influence this decision: Russell Wilson's future with the Steelers. After arriving as a low-cost gamble, Wilson still doesn't have his starting spot guaranteed, and there are rumors that the team is not fully convinced he's the best long-term option. This means the Steelers could be exploring alternatives in the market to ensure stability at the quarterback position. Russell Wilson came to the Steelers with a cheap contract after his rocky departure from the Broncos, but his place as the starter isn't assured. The team seems open to exploring other options, and that's where Kirk Cousins enters the conversation. The Falcons quarterback signed a lucrative contract in the last offseason, but the selection of Michael Penix Jr. in the draft has put his future in doubt. With a salary of $27.5 million for 2025 and a cap hit of $40 million, Cousins could be traded, and the Steelers are among the potential suitors if Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign with the team. Now, I want to know your opinion. Do you think the Steelers should bet on Russell Wilson for the season, or should they look for a more experienced option like Kirk Cousins? Could the uncertainty at quarterback affect the team's performance in 2025? Leave your comment below and share your thoughts on this possible move. And of course, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all the Steelers news. Now that we've talked about the available options for the Steelers, let's move on to the big news of the moment. The possibility of Kirk Cousins landing in Pittsburgh is gaining momentum, and new details about the situation have just emerged. Is the franchise really willing to invest in an expensive veteran quarterback, or is this all just speculation? Let's analyze all the information and understand how this possible deal could impact the team for the upcoming season. Rumors are heating up, and it seems the Steelers could still be a destination for Kirk Cousins. According to Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated, Pittsburgh may consider pursuing the veteran if they can't close a deal with Aaron Rodgers. Cousins, who signed a 4-year deal with the Falcons, has lost ground to Michael Penix Jr. and could now be on the move. With a $27.5 million salary for 2025, the question is, would the Steelers be willing to pay this amount to secure an experienced and competitive quarterback? If the Steelers do pursue Kirk Cousins, this could signal a major shift in the team's strategy. The veteran would bring stability and experience to the quarterback position, something the team has been seeking since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. However, the high cost of Cousins' contract could make it difficult to build the roster, limiting investments in other key positions. Additionally, his arrival could directly impact players like Kenny Pickett, who is still fighting to establish himself as the starter. Would this move make the Steelers a real Super Bowl contender? So, Steelers fans, what do you think of this possibility? Do you believe Kirk Cousins would be the best option to lead the team, or should the Steelers stick with another alternative, like Aaron Rodgers or even a young talent from the draft? Is the high cost of Cousins' contract worth the investment, or would it be better to allocate those resources to strengthen other positions? Comment below with your thoughts. We want to hear your opinion on this potential big move in the NFL market. The future of the Steelers at quarterback is still uncertain, but the coming weeks may bring major updates. Stay tuned to the channel for more updates on this possible trade and other team moves in the NFL. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any news. And of course, join the conversation in the comments. Your opinion is very important to us. See you in the next video. A big piece of news has just broken that will change the landscape of the NFL. Former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson is heading to the New York Giants. After a solid season with the Steelers, Wilson will be changing teams with a contract worth up to $21 million. Let's dive into all the details of this surprising move and what it means for the future of both the Steelers and the Giants. Stay with us to get all the inside information about this transition that's making waves across the league. Before we get into the details of Wilson's departure, it's important to talk about the Steelers' situation and their search for a new quarterback. With Wilson leaving, the Steelers now find themselves in a tricky position as they have been focusing on various quarterbacks during the preseason. Justin Fields was an option, but he ended up with the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers was also on the list of possibilities. Now, the Steelers will need to rethink their strategy to find a leader for their offense. Russell Wilson's contract with the New York Giants is for 1 year, worth up to $21 million, with $10.5 million guaranteed. This decision highlights the Giants' shift in focus as they aim to strengthen their offense with a veteran QB following a mixed 2024 season. Wilson, who replaced Justin Fields in Week 7 with the Steelers, led his team to a 10-7 record, but the lack of playoff wins marked his departure. The Giants are looking for short-term stability with this move as they prepare for the NFL draft in the future. Now that Russell Wilson is with the Giants, what do you think of this move? Do you think the Steelers made the right decision by not retaining him? Or do you believe Wilson will be the missing piece New York needs to take the next step? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to tell us how you think this change will impact both the Steelers and the Giants in the 2025 season. We're excited to read your opinions. Now that we've covered the details of Wilson's departure and the Steelers' search for a new quarterback, it's time to talk about what has really shaken up the market. Let's go with the main story that has just exploded. This change could set the course for the entire season, not just for the teams involved, but for the entire league. Stay with us to get all the details on this shocking move. The big news is that Russell Wilson has left the Pittsburgh Steelers and joined the New York Giants. The 36-year-old QB, who had a 6-5 season with the Steelers, has now signed a 1-year contract worth up to $21 million. This move has caught many by surprise, as Wilson seemed far from being the favorite to stay in Pittsburgh. The Giants, who are looking to improve their offense, have bet on Wilson, who brings the experience needed to lead the team, while the Steelers now find themselves having to restructure their quarterback plans. This quarterback shakeup has significant repercussions for both teams. For the Steelers, Wilson's departure leaves a big hole in their offense, forcing them to speed up their search for a new leader for the attack. While Aaron Rodgers is being discussed as an option, the situation is uncertain. On the other hand, the Giants gain experience with Wilson, but the presence of a veteran QB could limit their options in the upcoming draft, especially if they are considering selecting a young quarterback. This move will definitely alter both teams' strategies in the coming months. What do you think of the New York Giants' decision to sign Russell Wilson? Do you think he will be the missing piece that turns them into serious contenders? And on the other hand, what do you think about the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers without Wilson? Should they bet on a veteran like Rodgers, or should they look for a new face for the team? Share your opinion in the comments. We want to know what you think. That's all for today. We'll be keeping an eye on how things evolve for both the Steelers and the Giants in the coming weeks, and how all of this will affect the 2025 season. Don't forget to subscribe for more NFL news and to stay up to date with all the moves and surprises the market has in store. See you in the next video.